Alright guys, I need you to get your poem America out by Tony Hoagland. You also need a highlighter or a pen or a pencil because I want you to annotate along with me as we go. America. Then one of the students with blue hair and a tongue's head says for him, America is a maximum security prison whose walls are made of Radio Shacks and Burger Kings and MTV episodes where you can't tell the show from the commercials. The first thing I notice is I see here he's comparing America to a maximum security prison. Right? So he's saying America traps you like a prison, but the prison's made out of Radio Shacks, Burger Kings, and MTV episodes, which makes me wonder, why are all these stores, these TV episodes, these things trapping us, right? So maybe he's saying that our materialism, so that's how we like to buy things and own things, our materialism traps us. Okay. And as I contemplate how full of shit I think he is, he says that even when he's driving to the mall in his Isuzu Trooper with a gang of his friends letting rap music pour over them, like a boiling jacuzzi full of ball-peen hammers, even then he feels buried alive, captured and suffocated in the folds of the thick satin quilt of America. And I wonder if this is a legitimate category of pain or whether he's just spin-doctoring a better grade. So I see here another metaphor. I want you to think about that one. What is he comparing America to? Right? We have America here. What's he comparing it to? Right? Something that's suffocating him. It's definitely a negative connotation. And then I remember when I stabbed my father in the dream last night, it was not blood, but money that gushed from him, bright green $100 bills spilling from his wounds. And this is the funny part. He gasped, "Thank God those Ben Franklins were clogging up my heart, and so I perish happily freed from that which kept me from my liberty." Which is when I knew it was a dream, since my dad would never speak in rhymed couplets. Okay, this part gets kind of weird. So he stabs his father in a dream, but he doesn't bleed, just money comes out. So money, instead of blood, that seems pretty symbolic to me. I want you to think about, what does it mean if your blood is being replaced by money? So those Ben Franklins are a $100 bill. The Ben Franklins have been clogging up his heart. And so now he's going to perish happily. He's going to die happy? Why is he going to die happy, I wonder? Freed from that which kept me from my liberty. So he's freed from what was keeping him from being free. So liberty means freedom. So now he's been freed from whatever was holding him back. I wonder what was holding him back. Maybe his money? Which is when I knew it was a dream, since my dad would never speak in rhymed couplets. And then I look at the student with his acne and cell phone and phony ghetto clothes, and I think I am asleep in America too. And I don't know how to wake myself either. And I remember what Mark said near the end of his life. I was listening to the cries of the past when I should have been listening to the cries of the future. Now I wonder here, is he really asleep? Like, he's sleeping? Or some other type of asleep? Right? What does asleep mean? All right. Think about that. Think about that as we read. I'm going to tell you it's probably not that he's actually with his eyes closed in bed. So what other kind of asleep can you be? But how could he have imagined 100 channels of 24-hour cable, or what kind of nightmare it would be? When each day you watch rivers of bright merchandise run past you, and you're floating in your pleasure boat upon this river, even while others are drowning underneath you, and you see their faces twisting in the surface of the waters, and yet it seems to be your own hand which turns the volume higher. All right, this part gets a little complicated. We've got an extended metaphor. All right. So the extended metaphor here, oops, that says metaphor, I promise it does. The extended metaphor here is that there's a river. All right, the river is TV. Okay, and it's everything we watch on TV. And you and I are floating on a pleasure boat, which is like a party barge or a boat. We're having a lot of fun on this TV river. All right, but what's underneath everybody? Right, there are other people drowning underneath. Right, I wonder who those people are. So I think what he's suggesting here is that as we kind of watch TV and buy all these things that we can buy and we're floating along having a good time, people in this world are underneath us suffering. Right, but what do we do when they suffer? We turn the volume higher, right? We ignore it. We ignore other people's suffering in order to stay happy, right? So we almost kind of zone out in front of TV or dull our pain by buying things, and we do that in order to be happy, but we do it at the expense of other people. All right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to move on to the next section where you analyze this poem through some questions.